And welcome back to the channel, everybody. Lucas from Mars here today as we continue with this Miami Marlins franchise, and we will start here in AAA with the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp as we have Max Meyer making his AAA debut here in this episode as we continue on with this season. Max Meyer very, very good in AA in his first few starts, and he's good enough that I felt comfortable bringing him up to AAA. He's 23 years old, so he's going to be a guy that's going to be in the major league team in a couple of years at the very latest there. I think Max Meyer is one of those guys that's going to be a focal part of the rotation for the Marlins here going forward, and so we'll see what he does here against AAA competition. A little bit of a step up for him in this game, and face off here against Garrett Mitchell in the top of the first inning, as the first pitch here to Mitchell is going to be a line drive. That is caught by the third baseman. That was a really good play by the third baseman, diving to make that stop. As Keston Hiura here down in AAA. This is Nashville, and this is the Brewers farm system, I think. If I'm incorrect about that. We'll see, but that's a swing and a miss by Hiura there, as that's a strikeout by Max Meyer, and he gets Keston Hiura, who's a major league caliber player, played in the majors in his career before, as that is a nice pitch there, and the Sounds Jumbo Shrimp here scoreless after the top of the first, so player locking here on Max Meyer in this game, at least for the beginning stages of this game here tonight, as that is a strike on the outside corner to Ernesto Martinez. Here batting .269 to begin the season. Here Jacksonville on the year, 14-19 record, as that's a fly ball into center field, and that ball is going to drop in there, and then trying to go to second base is Martinez. I don't know why he did that, as he saw the ball drop and tries to go to second, and that does not work out for him, as easily the Jacksonville Jumpers cut him down at second base. So we go to the top of the third inning now, and that's a deep fly ball into center field. That's going to be ranged over and caught there near the wall, and so far Max Meyer, more of a pitch-to-contact kind of pitcher, and that's what he's been doing so far. Only got one strikeout to this point. Here's Jeremy Vargas, who swings and fouls that fastball off here. Now it's an 0-2. He's got a chance here now, as here comes the 0-2 pitch by Meyer, and it's a slider, swing and a miss. Slider outside of the zone on the outside part of the plate, off the plate a little bit there, and Vargas down on strikes, and a couple of strikeouts through 3 innings, no runs. So far, so good for Meyer here. Now we go to the fourth, and there's 2 down here in the fourth inning now. David Dahl coming on up, 0 for 1. He's also a guy with major league experience, so let's see what happens here. In the first pitch to David Dahl is a fly ball, and that's pretty deep into the gap, and that will be caught, though, by the right fielder. So Max Meyer with 4 shutout innings here to this point, and so it'll be interesting to see Max Meyer and how he does against just some more tough competition there. He's got to see back-to-back home runs from Jacksonville in the bottom of the fourth. So now Max Meyer with the lead here, scoreless through 4 innings to this point, and Louis Craig, I think is, I don't know how you pronounce that last name exactly, but he will be starting the inning off here in the top of the fifth, as that's a slide. That's a good hit. I mean, that's down the line, and that's fair, and that is definitely a good pitch there by Meyer, but a better hit right there by the batter. So a man on base here. Now there's 2 men on here now with a 1-2 count to Tyler Black, as he will ground a changeup. That's going to be stopped by the shortstop, and that is going to be a double play. And that was a perfect time for that double play right there. Now 2 out here in the inning. So a big time stop there. Now Jeremy Vargas will come on up again here. First and third. Runners on first and third after a walk, I believe, by Max Meyer. But here comes the first pitch, and that's a swing and a drive into center field. And racing back near the wall, makes the catch. Good job by Burdick there in center. That was a long run for him to make, and he makes it as that is caught in middle of the fifth, halfway home. Still no score. Excuse me, still no score. We go to the top of the sixth here. One down in the inning, and Garrett Mitchell comes on up as that ball is way inside, and that is definitely ball 3. Now the count moves to 3-2 here. Max Meyer still looking good in the pitch count, but then that ball is way down below the knees and inside as well, as that's ball 4. So Max Meyer with a walk here, puts a man on. Now it's David Dahl. He comes up, and David Dahl will swing and ground one up the middle. That is through just past the diving glove of the second baseman there. And now there's 2 men on here with 2 men out. So a big spot here. Max Meyer's been able to work around trouble in this game to this point, but now can he do it again? As here's Eric Craig again, 1 for 2 in this game. To this point again, he got on base with that single last time he was up. Now here comes an 0-1 to him. It's a line drive. That's it. Well into right field, and that ball's gone. Home run by Louis Erkeg. And it is a 3-run blast. And the Sounds get on the scoreboard here in the 6th. It is 3-2. And, well, he knew it as he just held his bat there for a while, watched that ball go over the fence. And unfortunate there by Max Meyer, as he'll get a strikeout there. But, man, that is disappointing. A shutout here broken in the 6th inning. But now how does he recover from that 3-1 blast? He's got to get out of the inning now. And there's a swing and a miss at a high fastball. And so he does respond pretty well there, getting a strikeout. But, man, not the outcome you want there, as we go into the bottom of the 7th now. The score still at 3-2. That would have been the last time that Max Meyer would have pitched. So he would have gone 6 innings, given up 3 hits on 4 or 5 hits with a walk and 3 strikeouts. Not an awful game, and not an awful AAA debut for Max Meyer, but all the way to third base. There goes Encarnacion with a triple, his 3rd of the year, and that will induce a pitching change here, as some fog in this game. If you couldn't tell already, you probably did, but some fog in this game, as the conditions here a little bit, probably it seems like it would be pretty cold in the stadium right now. But Max Lazar will come on here and pitch. He's already pitched 27.1 innings in this season for the Sounds, and he's been excellent. I mean, 1.98 ERA, but all the Jacksonville Jumpers need is a fly ball. That should definitely do it, as it is caught way down the line in foul territory, and Encarnacion can walk all the way home to score. So we are tied now at 3 here again, and tie game as it's 3-all, and a big sacrifice fly right there from Jacksonville. Now Eric Gonzalez coming on up here with a 2 out in the inning, and he will look to do something here as he's gonna warm up that swing a little bit. It looks like check his swing before the pitch, and that first pitch he jumps on it, but it's a fly ball. Center fielder races on in to make the catch. So we got a good game here, 3-3. End of the 7th inning here. We're going into the 8th, and certainly a big spot here, as Nick Neidert is the pitcher right now for Jacksonville, and he'll look to keep this game right where it is. But he does not start off the inning. Doesn't start off the inning exactly like we want him to, as he gets a walk there. So now Kits Keston here, who comes on up. He's 0 for 2 in this game so far, but changing that. But he does look at strike 3 called at the knees, and so that's a strikeout by Nieder there, and that was a great pitch at the knees. So now it's David Dahl, who's coming up now here. A man on first base. Here comes an 0-2. It is outside. 4-3 there. A slider that misses the plate. And so now 1-2. David Dahl with Major League experience here. And in a tight game. As here comes a 1-2. As it's swung on and driven. Encarnacion. All he can do is look as that ball is gone. And all the way near the water. David Dahl with his 3rd of the year. And a crushing blow makes it 5-3 Nashville in the 8th. And, man, David Dahl with a monster 2-run homer. And it's 5-3. The Sounds ahead by a couple of runs now. And definitely a big moment right there. And definitely a big home run, as it's now 5-3. And David Dahl, I think he knew it right when he hit it. Certainly watched it a little ways. 409 feet on the distance there. That ball was crushed. And now Paul Campbell comes on into the game, and he struggled. He struggled in his time in the AAA system right now. He almost has a over 6 ERA, and that ball is driven way into the gap, and it's going to roll all the way to the wall here. As man, that's not what you want to see from the new reliever here. As Paul Campbell gives up a double immediately, and Eric, man, a single, a home run, and a double in this game. He's been excellent as Ernesto Martinez swings through that pitch. And now an 0-2 to him. And it's a fastball high. And that's going to fall and land in for a base hit. Encarnacion. The throw home is cut off. And not going to get him at the plate. As another run scores. And it's a 3-run lead now. As they add on. And the pitcher here not doing his job correctly. Not holding the game where it's at. And I don't know if they would have gotten the runner if that throw would not have been stopped by the pitcher. Probably not. But now it's a 3-run lead. And now Mario Felicio is going to ground it up the middle. That's a really good stop by Gonzalez, preventing another run, and a good pick at first base. As that will end the top of the 8th, but a monster inning for Nashville. They get 3 runs, including 2 runs on that home run by David Dahl. And so now suddenly Jacksonville down by 3 runs. How are they going to find a way to come back? Well, that starts with getting people on base, and that is a good way to do that, as a base hit on a ground ball over the third base line. Now Nick Fortes, and he's going to line one right up the middle. So there's a base hit, and there's a couple of singles to lead off the 8th. So certainly what you want from Jacksonville here, but now there's 2 outs in the inning. So here comes Lewin Diaz on up, and he's the tying run at the plate in a 6-3 game here with 2 outs in the 8th. And Diaz fouls that sinker off. That's right down the middle. Very, very late on that pitch. And here we go. A key at bat in this game, as Diaz swings and drives it into right. That ball's high. That ball's far. And that ball's gone! Lewin Diaz, 3-run homer, and this ball game is tied. Diaz's 4th of the year makes it 6-6. And so how about that? Nashville takes the 3-run lead right in the top of the 8th inning, and then Lewin Diaz says, "Oh well, we're not gonna keep the lead there. We're gonna make sure we come back." And how about that swing from Lewin Diaz, and a monster hit here, as both teams 6 runs and 9 hits tonight so far in this game. Can't be more even than that. And what a monster swing by Lewin Diaz there. Steven Okert will come on for Jacksonville, and he looks to keep his scoreless inning streak going as he's pitched 11.1 scoreless innings this season so far with only 1 walk and 14 strikeouts. He's been unbelievable this year so far. And here's Garrett Mitchell now with 2 outs in the 9th as that slider is inside for strike 2. Now Okert has a chance to send this game to the bottom of the 9th. Here comes the 1-2. It's a swing and a miss. Slider gets him swinging. Nice pitch there, and we go into the 9th here. Eric Gonzalez, Joe Dunand, and Nick Fortes are going to be standing in the way, but none of those first 2 batters are able to do anything as Nick Fortes comes on up here, looking to end it here with 2 outs in the 9th. And here comes the first pitch to him is a swing and a miss on a slider early on that one, and swings right through it. Now an 0-1. Ground ball or line drive, I should say, right to the first baseman who makes the catch, and that is going to end the 9th. So we got more free baseball here in this game. We got extras here in this one. We go to the 10th, and David Dahl batting here. And a full count pitch to David Dahl is a slider way outside. And looking silly there as Okert gets him swinging. Far cry from the home run that he hit last time as that pitch way outside. And David Dahl way early on it as he swings at ball 4. So Okert here with 2 strikeouts already, and definitely a good job pitching here as he's pitched 2 scoreless innings. And now we go into the middle of the 10th. One more, another opportunity to end the game for the Jumbo Shrimp here. JD Orr, Jose Devers, Luis Diaz comes back up on in this inning here. JD Orr coming on to lead off the game, or lead off this inning here, and Orr 0 for 4 in the game. And he looks at strike 3 called. A slider inside, right on the corner. That was a really good pitch by Nashville right there, and Orr could do nothing but look at it for strike 3. So now 2 down in the inning, and here's Lewin Diaz again, but he will swing and drive that one. It's a ball hit pretty well, but right to the right fielder, so nothing doing there in that inning for the Jumbo Shrimp here as we continue in this game. We're going to go to the 11th inning now. And here's Ernesto Martinez, who's 4 for 4 in this game. Pretty impressive so far. 4 for 4 with 4 singles and a ribby. As he will swing, and he might drop another one in here. And it's going to drop into left field. And how about, what a game from this batter. You're 5 for 5 in this one with 5 singles. It doesn't get much better than that. That's an impressive line score there by that hitter, as now that's going to bring out Okert and going to bring out Tommy Eveld, who has been very good in 9.1 innings so far this year, and he has 1 save, but this is not a save opportunity for him, but an opportunity to bring it to the 11th, still tied at 6. So now it's Tyler Black here up, and he swings, and a nice stop by Diaz, and they're going to tag the runner going to first base. A great job of situational play there by Lewin Diaz, getting the runner going to first base and making sure you get that out for sure, as that is now 2 down in the inning and 2 men on for Sal Frelick here. 0 for 5 in the game. We'd like to wipe away that 0 for 5 right here with a monster hit with runners on base in the 11th inning. That's a ball. 0-1 here now to Sal Frelick is a fly ball into right. There is Encarnacion. He comes on in. He's going to camp underneath it, make the catch, and send this one into the bottom of the 11th here, and still tied at 6. So the bullpens here doing their job right now, holding the score. Here comes Antone Kelly on to pitch. He's only pitched 1 inning so far this year, and interesting, he's only pitched 1 inning, but here's the inning here, bottom of the 11th. Peyton Burdick, 2 for 4 in the game, and he will swing. That's a perfect swing timing there on that line drive single into the outfield, and it is a 6-6 game now. And, well, it is always a 6-6 game, and now we have a runner on base. That's the go-ahead run, and the go-ahead run is going to move up another 90 feet, as that's a single up the middle. So 2 men on. This is the biggest chance they've had to score, as that first pitch is right there for strike 1. Eric Gonzalez comes on up. He's 1 for 4 in the game. He's got first and third here. 1 down in the inning. The winning run is in scoring position. Here comes a pitch by Antone Kelly. Line shot into the outfield and into center. It is caught, and here we go. They're going to tag up the runner from second. The throw is offline, and the runner goes to third. A little bit of a risk right there, sending the guy to third base, but a calculated risk that works out. And now the winning run is 90 feet away. Here's Joe Dunand, who's looking to end this game right here. The first pitch to him is a ground ball. That's going to be a tough play. Stop by the shortstop. They're not going to have a play. There's the ball game as the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp walk it off here in this one, 7-6. The final score, an RBI single and infield hit. And what a win here by Jacksonville, as down by 3 runs with 4 outs left. And the monster home run by Lewin Diaz. And the walk-off there in extra innings. And the Jumbo Shrimp win this one 7-6. So Max Meyer's AAA debut, and we end up getting a really good game out of it here in AA, as a big home run by Urquig there, a sacrifice fly that tied the game at 3. And then a monster home run by David Dahl that made it a 6-3 game. But, man, how about that home run by Lewin Diaz with 2 outs in the 8th to tie it. And then, of course, the walk-off hit here. And a good win by the Jumbo Shrimp. I believe that's their 15th win of the year, 15-19 now on the season for them. And a great job there. Max Meyer, 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, so 3 strikeouts. A bit more base runners than you would like to see. But overall, not an awful performance for him, pitching-wise. And, I mean, the bullpen besides Niedert was very, very good for Jacksonville. So a really nice win there by the Jumbo Shrimp. As we go now into the Major League team here, and we got a full game here between the Miami Marlins and the Milwaukee Brewers. So we're back to the Major League action now, and the Marlins 20-20 on the year, exactly sitting at 500. Looking to go above 500 here in this game. As look at the series recap, Milwaukee defeating Miami 8-1 in the opener, but Miami climbing back with a 5-3 win in the second game of this series here. As really going to focus on Pablo Lopez, who has been ridiculously good this season, a 1.86 ERA and a sub-1 whip. I mean, this guy might be one of the only guys that we send to the All-Star game here at this point. I think Jesus Sanchez has definitely got a chance to be in the All-Star game for sure. But, man, Pablo Martinez, and maybe some of our relief pitchers that we have, because their bullpen has been very good this season. But, man, Pablo Lopez, I mean, he's been the ace all season long, and he's been unbelievable in the ace role. As he gets Christian Yelich there to strike out on that swing, and so Pablo Lopez gets the first strikeout and the first out of the game here. As the Marlins back in their City Connect jerseys for the second time, I think, this season. As we get to play Milwaukee here. These are their alternate jerseys for the Brewers. And I do like these jerseys that Milwaukee has. I like these alternates for the Brew Crew, as that is a ground ball out. And looking at this lineup here, Milwaukee's lineup, not anything incredible, but, I mean, this is a good team here in Milwaukee, 22-18 on the year going in. And you got Yelich, you got Colton Wong, Luis Arias has been batting pretty well, Rowdy Tellez, Willie Adames, Hunter Renfroe, Tyrone Taylor, Renzo Kane, and Victor Carantini. Overall, not a unbelievable lineup, but I think it's a lineup that Pablo Lopez should be able to handle here, as that's a slurve inside for ball 1. or ball 3, excuse me. I don't know what I'm looking at there. The count is full, 3-2. Rowdy Tellez staying alive here in this at-bat as he fouls that pitch back to the screen. 20th pitch here of the inning from Pablo Lopez, and the full count pitch is there on the corner for strike 3 called. Great pitch by Lopez. A couple of strikeouts in the first inning, and it's no score as we go middle of the first here in this one. So for the Milwaukee offense, trying to face here Eric Lauer, who was, only pitched 2.1 innings, so he hasn't pitched very much this year. Might have been injured at the beginning of the season, but he's their number 5 pitcher, and he's got, he struggled in the 2.1 innings that he's had this season. So an opportunity here to face, not an amazing pitcher if you're Miami, and an opportunity to certainly see the offense go out there and play well as Jesus Sanchez is coming on up here. He's still got an over 1,000 OPS, the only Marlin to have an over 1,000 OPS this season. As let's see what he does on this 0-2. Swings and misses at a pitch, and that was way down in the dirt. Not a good swing. And that's the first strikeout from Eric Lauer. And we get 2 out now in the first inning here. And here comes Jazz Chisholm. And you notice that the batting average for Chisholm, it's really gone up. He's batting .256 now on the season. He's been pretty hot. We saw that in the last episode of this franchise that he was starting to get on a hot streak, and that hot streak has been continuing for him, it seems like. As at the end of 1, no score. Go top of the second now here, and here is Hunter Renfroe. 1-2 to him is a ground ball and a line drive. Shift was on, and Hunter Renfroe is going to get extra bases out of this. As Garcia here having a little bit of trouble picking up the ball in the outfield, and that's going to be a triple by Hunter Renfroe. And, man, in the outfield just ended up overrunning it and did not pick up the ball right away. And, man, I mean, that should have been a ground out to first base, but it's a triple partly because of the overrunning. Yeah, it just overran that baseball, unfortunately, there in the outfield. So now an easy opportunity for an RBI for Taylor now, who's only batting .220 this year, but does have 8 home runs, does have 18 ribbies already, looking for that number 19 here. As here comes a 1-2 to Taylor. And it's there, high for ball 2 here. And a good at bat now as Pablo Lopez looking to somehow limit this triple here, limit the damage a little bit. And the 2-2 is on the corner for strike 3. Third strikeout for Lopez, and a monster strikeout at that. As 2 down in the inning now, Lorenzo Cain grounds it right to third base. Anderson picks it up, and that's going to be the end of the second. So, great job by Pablo Lopez there, holding Milwaukee to no runs as they hold the runner at third base. No score. Still, we go top of the third, and here's Yelich 0 for 1 with that strikeout he had last time he was up. And the 2-2 is a little tiny chopper, but Joey Wendell doesn't take a good angle on it. And that is going to end up going through for a single. So, honestly, that probably should have been probably should not have been a base hit. But a bad angle taken by the shortstop, Joey Wendell, there. And now there's a man on base, but trying to steal second base, and he will get into second base. Yelich, his 5th stolen base of the year, as had a very good jump there. And Astudillo not able to throw it down to second base in time and quick enough. Very close play, but he is indeed safe. So now with 2 men on here, 2 men out, now it's Rowdy Tellez, who comes on up 0 for 1 in the game. And here comes the pitch by Pablo Lopez. It's a ground ball. Wendell can't get it into the outfield. Around third, coming home is Yelich. The throw is cut off by Anderson, and that is going to be a run as Yelich scores. And it's 1-0. Rowdy Tellez gets the first run of the game. As you see the win expectancy there dropping for Miami down to 36%. I like that little inclusion of the win expectancy in this game. That's really cool. But then their line drive, and Cooper now picks it up. A throw to home. This is going to be a close play. And safe is the runner at home plate. And, man, I almost thought that would have been an out at first. And a line drive, a risky send. And look at how close that play was. Just barely in time. And yeah, unfortunately, he is saved. Colton Wong scoring. And a couple of runs here in the third inning. It's now 2-0. Hunter Renfroe up and just trying to end the inning here. And Chisholm will, in fact, end the inning. A good pick by Astudillo, or not Astudillo. A good pick by Aguilar at first base. But, man, a rough third inning and 5 hits already. Given up by Lopez and a couple of runs. Given up 2, and now it's 2-0 here. As that ball is stopped by Lauer. Picked up and thrown over to first base, and that ends the inning. And the offense here for Miami, off to a slow start in this game. Only 1 hit against Eric Lauer. I mean, this is, again, not a pitcher that I think you should be scared about if you're the offense here for Miami, but they haven't been able to do anything against him yet. That's a fastball high and fouled away by Victor Carantini here on a 1-2 count. Lopez looking to bounce back after a rough inning, and he does just that. A knuckle curve, it looked like, as an off-speed pitch at the very least, getting the strikeout. And so middle of the fourth, 2-0 still. 4 strikeouts now for Lopez, and that was a nice 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of the fourth now, and here's Jorge Soler, and his average has really, really dropped. Only batting .247 on the season right now. He was batting .300 for a lot of the first month of the year, but he sends that ball into the gap, and that's a perfect swing, and that ball is going to bound up against the wall for extra bases, and there is a double for Jorge Soler, only his 3rd of the year, and man in scoring position here. That extra base hit, Garrett Cooper swings and drives it. That ball is down, and here comes Soler. The throw to the plate is gonna be in time. And man, oh man, Jorge Soler cut down at home. And this Marlins offense, I mean, you have a chance right there, and you couldn't have set it up any better. But cut down at home, and that was really unfortunate there, as the Marlins still with no runs here against Eric Lauer through 4 innings. And I mean, Pablo Lopez, it's like he has to carry the entire team and carry so much of the weight for this team because his offense is not able to back him up, putting so much pressure on Pablo Lopez every time he starts. As Colton Wong here, 0 for 2 in the game. Let's see what happens here. The 1-2. That is strike 3. He goes around, and a nice strikeout there. The 5th of the game here in the 5th inning. Now it's Luis Urias here. And let's see, on an 0-1 or 1-0 pitch to him is a attempt at stealing at second base, and they got him pretty quickly there. A nice hop up there by Soler. So Christian Yelich, or Astudillo by Christian Yelich, trying to steal his second bag of the day, and this time he is cut down at second base. And now Urias here up, and here comes a 2-2 now with the bases clear. Ground ball over to short. Joey Wendell picks it up, and over to first. It's in time, and that's the end of the 5th. So overall, a pretty good performance here by Pablo Lopez. I know the 3rd inning was a little rough for him, but I mean, every other inning has been pretty good for him so far in this game. And now we go in the top of the 6th, and again, the offense, where is it? It's not there. 5 innings. I mean, Eric Lauer, 5 shutout innings. That's a guy that you got to take advantage of, a pitcher that's just not the greatest, but the offense has not been in there yet. As Hunter Renfroe swings and crushes it way back into left field, and Cooper can only look up and watch. That ball is into the seats and way out of here for a home run. As Hunter Renfroe gets his 3rd of the year, and man, oh man, that ball was crushed. The 3rd run of the game for Milwaukee, and the Brew Crew now up by 3 here. As a mistaken location right there by Pablo Lopez, and a ball crushed by Hunter Renfroe. 406 feet on the distance there, and yeah, everybody knew that that was gone as soon as he hit it. So now Tyrone Taylor up, and that's going to be a ground ball to second base, and that's going to be the end of the 6th inning. So It's a decent performance. Not an incredible performance by Pablo Lopez. 6 hits, 3 runs, 5 strikeouts. Not awful, but not anything incredible either. But man, the offense again. I mean, you got to pitch perfect if you're Pablo Lopez to be able to, get a win in this game, because the offense hasn't shown up yet. So Brian Anderson looking to get something started here against Eric Lauer, and he does get a fastball up the middle that he drives in for a single. So there's a perfect swing timing there, and there's a base hit. So that's the 5th hit of the game against Eric Lauer. And they've been able to get hits in this game against Eric Lauer, it seems to me, but just haven't been able to string them together. Now it's Jazz Chisholm, 0 for 2 in this game. He's 4 for 10. He's done pretty well in this series overall. But here we go with a man on first base. And here comes a 1-0. It is swung on, driven into right field. That ball is deep, and that ball is over the fence and gone into the bullpen. And Jazz Chisholm, with his 4th home run of the year, and a drive into the outfield to score a couple of runs. As Chisholm, I mean, he's on fire recently, and he has been definitely hitting the ball a lot better as of late, and that is what we want to see. This is a guy that the Marlins we want to build around Jazz Chisholm, and he has started out the season really cold and really not hitting well, but all it takes is a couple of really good hits and a couple of good stretches to get back on track. So now Miami here down by 1 run now. Yes, here is Jorge Soler, swinging and missing at that fastball. And Jorge Soler 0 for 4 in the last game with a couple of Ks. 1 for 2 in this one. And he looks at a cutter for strike 3. And Eric Lauer only his 3rd strikeout of the game. So, I mean, he's not really striking out. He's not striking out Miami's hitters tonight, but the Marlins just haven't been able to get a lot of solid contact except for that home run. That's going to be a swing, and that ball is hit well, but unfortunately right to the center fielder. So Jazz Chisholm does make this game a little closer here. He brings the Marlins within a run and makes it 3-2 at the end of 6 innings. So both teams with 6 hits in this game. We go into the 7th, and it's Tanner Scott coming on. He's pitched 8 innings of perfect baseball so far. Well, not perfect baseball because he has a couple of walks allowed against him, but no runs in 9.2 innings so far for Tanner Scott. Looks to keep that streak going. Victor Caratini is up here. 1-2 to him. It's swung on and missed. A nice slider inside. Beautiful 2-strike pitch right there by Tanner Scott. And, man, a nasty pitch to Victor Caratini. No chance to hit that baseball. So now 2 down in the inning, and here's Christian Yelich, who is 1 for 2 with a base hit, a couple of stolen bases, or a 1 stolen base and 1 attempted stolen base. 1 for 2 with a single and a run. As that ball is outside for ball 1. Here comes the 2-1 pitch now. And it is swung on and driven by Yelich. Cooper on his way back near the wall, and that ball is gone off of the sign, off of the Marlins sign there in left field. And Christian Yelich makes it a 2-run lead again here with a solo homer, his 6th of the year, and it is 4-2 Brew Crew. So the scoreless inning streak here, Tanner Scott gives up his 1st run of the year, and another home run, the 3rd of the game by the Marlins. Oh, it's actually it didn't hit that sign there. It was just below it, and that's a swing and a miss and a strikeout. But now it's a 4-2 game, so a 2-run lead back for Milwaukee here as a monster swing and a big home run on a mistake pitch right there by Tanner Scott. You can't call it anything other than that. And so it's 4-2 here in Miami as we go into the 7th inning stretch. Now Justin Topa coming out of the bullpen. And Eric Lauer, I mean, for a guy who only pitched 2.1 innings going into this game, I think he pitched pretty darn well. 6 innings, gave up only 2 runs on 6 hits and 3 strikeouts. So definitely better than expected in this game. As here is Jesus Aguilar, only 1 for 8 in this series, and only 0 for 2 in this game. And here comes an 0-2, and it swung on and missed way early on that slider. And 1 down here in the 7th now. As Justin Topa getting a strikeout there way early on that pitch. And Aguilar struggling in this series, certainly. And now 1 down in the inning. Here's Joey Wendell. And he will swing in way early on that. Fouls it away over into foul territory. And here now comes a 3-2. And there is strike 3. A sinker that was right there for that 3rd strike. And Joey Wendell just not swinging at it. And so now 2 down in the inning. And here's Evasio Garcia. We haven't said his name yet today, but he hasn't done anything. And that's a fly ball into the outfield. So, man, not able to get anything against Justin Topa. And that is the end of the 7th. So it remains 4-2. Now we go into the top of the 8th. And here's Cole Sulser. He's been unbelievable in 13.2 innings so far. 13 strikeouts, only 2 walks. He's been excellent so far, 1.98 ERA. He's been brilliant. And here's Rowdy Tellez coming on up here in this game. 1 for 3 tonight. 1 out in the inning. And here comes an 0-1. That ball is high. A slider up at the top of the zone for ball 1. 1-1 on the count here. As Sulser looking in, leaning in here. The 1-1 now to Tellez. As another ball swung on and driven. This one in a straightaway center. And it is another home run. The Brewers launching the ball over the fence in this game. 7th of the year for Tellez. The 4th of the night for the Brew Crew. And it is a 5-2 lead. The 3-run lead is back again for Milwaukee. And, man, 5-2 the score now. And Tellez continues to just, I mean, they just keep adding on to this lead now. And a 418-foot shot to straightaway center. That ball was crushed for sure. And then Willie Adames, he will swing and miss and strike out. So, man, that's the end of the top of the 8th. But, I mean, or not the end of the top of the 8th. That's the second out of the top of the 8th, excuse me. As here's Hunter Renfroe coming up now. And, I mean, this is what winning teams do. They add on to their leads. And Milwaukee's been doing that today. That's a strikeout. Another one, swing and a miss there. But Rowdy Tellez adding on, getting another run for the Brewers. It's a 3-run lead, and it's a 5-2 game. And the Marlins offense just not been good enough today. And that's been a story of this season for the Marlins in this season, as Devin Williams comes on in. And this Milwaukee bullpen is very, very good. So now you face Devin Williams, one of the better setup men in the entire league, and he's been pretty darn good so far this year, 9.2 innings. Man on, 1 away for Jesus Sanchez, who's 0 for 3 in this game, only 2 of 11 in this series, and he will swing and miss at a changeup for strike 3. 2 down now in the 8th inning. And here's Josh Chisholm, 1 for 3 with that 2-run home run he had earlier in the day. And now 2 out in the frame. What can he do? Can he continue this inning? As that is a swing and a ball hit. I mean, decent timing, but a foul ball. And it's caught in foul territory by Tyrone Taylor. I believe that's who that is in left field. But man, that was that's a big bite, big bullet there in the game for the Marlins. Now you got only 3 more outs, but here's Cole Sulser again, and how can he hold the lead? He's got to try and hold the lead here, keep it a 5-2 game. Tyrone Taylor will swing and send one into the outfield. Here's Sanchez, can't get it, and it's going to go underneath his glove, and that is going to go into center. Garcia picks it up, but all the way to third goes Tyrone Taylor, and that's a triple. His first of the year, and now again a runner right there 90 feet away. to try and add on to the lead even further. And, yeah, not a great job right there by Jesus Sanchez. The ball just goes underneath his glove as he tries to get it. Should have been just stayed in front of the baseball and try to dive and get it. But now here comes Anthony Bass, a pitching change here. And Anthony Bass has been very good. I mean, 20 innings and an only 1.80 ERA. 20 strikeouts, only 3 walks. He's been very good. And here's Lorenzo Cain. Ground ball. Anderson, a diving play, and not really a chance to get Taylor at home plate. So even though it was a ground ball to third, opting to get the sure out, and I think that's the right decision there. As, man, another run for the Brew Crew here. They are continue to add on to this lead, and they're now up by 4. 6-2 here in this game. A good play by Brian Anderson, but man, I mean, Milwaukee's done a brilliant job in this game of just, they add on to the lead right now, and they're just continuing to get more and more runs, make the deficit larger and larger, and demand that Miami's offense does something about it. And so far, Miami's offense hasn't been able to do anything about it. So, fortunately, the bullpen here as well for the Marlins in this game has given up a couple of runs and not really held the game right where it was at. They haven't done a great job of that either. But it's an interesting decision here. They bring in Josh Hader, who, normally the closer. This is not a safe situation, but they bring him in anyway. As here's Jorge Soler, and a swing and a miss at that fastball there. And, I mean, you talk about there's not a tougher pitcher to get 4 runs against, tougher closer in the league to get 4 runs against than Josh Hader, and not a good start to the 9th. That's another strikeout there. And that's the thing with Jorge Soler is he does strike out quite a bit, and the strikeout bug is really starting to get to him right now in this season. As that's a strike 3, and that's another one. Garrett Cooper striking out, looking at a fastball inside in the corner. So we've seen a lot of strikeouts here from Miami in these last 3 innings for sure. Now it's Jesus Aguilar. He lines a perfect swing in the outfield for a base hit. That's only his 2nd hit of the entire series here against Milwaukee. But now a man on, and here is Joey Wendell. Last gasp, last out for the Marlins here in this game. And Wendell will swing. He hits a ball very similar to where Chisholm hit his. Almost the exact same spot, and that ball is gone. Almost a near home run right there from the one that Jazz Chisholm hit earlier. And so Joey Wendell keeps the ball game going, keeps Miami's hopes, however dim they are, alive with a 2-run homer. And it is 6-4 now as his 3rd of the year. Makes it a little closer, and Josh Hader, he can get bit by the long ball, and that's one of his things that he struggles with. And he does give him a home run there. And now it's Avisail Garcia who swings right through that 0-1 pitch. He's 0-for-3 in this game so far. And now down to their last out again. And here comes the 0-1. It's a ground ball. It's just should not have swung at that inside slider. And that is going to end up doing it. That is the final. And the Marlins here fall short by a couple of runs in this ball game. They lose this one 6-4. And the offense, well, by the time the offense started to get going, it was too little too late. As Pablo Lopez is handed his 2nd loss of the season, and Eric Lauer gets the win after pitching very, very well in this game. And, man, the offense, I mean, Soler getting cut down at home plate certainly didn't help the offense in this one. But, I mean, the Brewers, they just continued to add on to their lead in this game. Added on and made the lead longer and bigger. And by the time we got into the 9th inning, I mean, it was basically an insurmountable lead at that point for the Marlins. So there's that loss. The Marlins fall a game below 500 again here of this season. And Pablo Lopez, 6 innings, 6 hits, and not an amazing performance by him tonight. As Anderson, 1 for 4. I mean, 9 hits by Miami. Chisholm was 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs. He's batting .256 this year. That average has certainly gone up for sure. But Soler average is down to .248. He was 1 for 4. Aguilar got a couple of, or not, Cooper got a couple of hits. And then Wendell, who's been pretty decent this season, 2 for 4, 2 RBIs. And Pablo Lopez did actually lower the ERA. It's lowered it down to 1.82. 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs. Only one of those runs were earned, actually. I forgot about that because of the error that there was an error in that inning, in that third inning, that allowed a couple of those runs to score. So only one earned run given up by Pablo Lopez in that game. So actually not that in that light, the pitching performance by Lopez was better than I give him even credit for. But now we go into a series here against Washington as we look at the schedule here against the Nationals. And the offense here by Miami not doing much, but, so I mean, 11 hits. They got the hits in this game, but haven't gotten the runs, but they do defeat the Marlins here. They do defeat the Nationals, excuse me. They win this game 3-2, go back to 500 on the year. And Washington, I think Washington is a worse team than the Marlins are. In Washington, 18-24, not a very great team there in the Nationals. But 14 innings, this game went way late and went way into extras here as the Washington Nationals, they tied the game in the 9th inning, came back a little bit, but Miami did end up winning the game in extras. A lot of extra inning games, a lot of walk-offs by Miami in this season, I've noticed. So definitely a lot of close games that, unfortunately, a lot of the time Miami has been on the wrong side of those games. But Anderson was 4 for 7 in this game. A lot of guys got 7 at bats in this one. And I mean, only Aguilar and Tejada, who were pinch hitters, didn't get a hit by Miami in this game. 18 hits in this game by the Marlins, but only 3 runs. So, I mean, again, that's an issue. We're talking about this team getting a ton of hits, but not getting really any runs to show for it. Well, there's the most runs that the Marlins have scored all month. And it's a 9 runs here, but they give up 14 of their own. Neither team with good pitching in this game. 5 runs by Miami, but man, the Marlins give up 6 runs in the 5th, and a really, really bad pitching performance here by the Marlins. And I mean, the offense, the offense has got to work in conjunction with the pitching. So the offense did a good job, but all really for naught if the pitching doesn't show up. Cesar Aguilar got 4 RBIs. Tejada got an RBI. That's good for him to see. He's been very bad off the bench so far this year. But yeah, Rogers unfortunately really struggled again in this game. He's got a 5.22 ERA. He's just not pitching well this season, and he's now handed his 6th loss of the year already. Not great. And then another loss here. So the Marlins lose this series to the Nationals here in 3 games. And only 1 run here in this one, as Sanchez pitched pretty well, but he handed a loss because the offense couldn't back him up. So 21-23 now. We continue on with the munch. We go now into a series with Atlanta, and we'll sim this series, I believe, as well. But 21-23, and Atlanta, they haven't been playing very well yet this year either. They're a game below 500, and in fact, I mean, this whole division, if you look at it, really hasn't been playing very well this season. The Mets lead the division at only a couple games above 500, which is surprising. I don't think it's going to be that way the whole season, but we go into this one, and bottom of the 8th, and look at this, no runs for Miami, as Atlanta is only leading this game by 1, but Jesus Sanchez, or Jazz Chisholm, has a 10-game hitting streak, so it definitely has been hitting very well, but we're going to simulate to the end of that game, and the Braves defeat the Marlins 1-0. And I mean, it's those kind of losses that you just shake your head at because, man, there's a chance you so easily could have won the game. But Husker, you won a complete game shutout, and overall, that's another loss there. But they do get an 8-2 win here. This is a very good complete game win in this one. offense working with the pitching here, and they go climb back to 2 games below 500 as 8 runs. Aguilar got a few RBIs. Soler got an RBI, and Pablo Lopez lowering that ERA once again. Ridiculous. 7 innings, 8 hits, only 1 earned run, and 6 strikeouts. 1.76 ERA. He is been just incredible this season. So looking to win that series, and they do. The Miami Marlins take 2 or 3 from Atlanta there, a 4-1 win. In this one, as a great pitching performance, and the offense pretty decent here, showing up. Only a home run by Swanson in the first inning. That's the only runs that the Marlins allowed, and so at 23 and 24, a game below 500. Chaz Chisholm with a couple of RBIs. Soler and Cooper got a couple of RBIs as well. As, man, Chaz Chisholm batting .263 now, 2 for 4 in that game with a couple of ribbies. And Sandy Alcantara, 8 innings, 3 hits, only 1 run, and only 2 strikeouts. But man, that's a really good performance by Sandy Alcantara right there. He was pitching lights out, and Floro gets his 7th save of the year. And I'm actually interested. I think we might want to focus on Sandy Alcantara because his last 2 starts have been really, really good. His ERA is lowered down to 3.63. As you look at this start, 7 innings, 5 hits, but only 1 run allowed. So that'll be an interesting development to continue to watch. But this month so far, more of the same by the Marlins as we get down to this series against Tampa Bay, and that's what we'll focus on next time, is playing the Tampa Bay Rays, 27 and 20 on the year, and we'll go into games against them as the Miami Marlins here, continuing with this franchise. Hope you guys have a great holiday here, Christmas coming up, and hope you guys have a great holiday and great Christmas time, and I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.